It's 10 at night. You stand to refill your water. Before you've taken 3 steps, your dog is already in your seat, curled exactly where you were. Most people smile and think their dog loves the warmth, but that's not what's happening. Your dog isn't chasing heat, it's chasing you. Here's what most owners believe. Dogs are opportunistic. They see a warm spot and take it. It's comfortable. It's simple. It's about temperature and nothing deeper. But the researchers who spent years studying scent communication in domestic dogs found something that sounds almost nothing like either explanation. In 2019, scientists at the University of Vienna studied 62 dog owner pairs across different living environments. They tracked exactly when and where dogs chose to rest when their owners left the room. The finding wasn't about warmth at all. Dogs selected spaces with the highest concentration of their owner's scent, even when warmer spots were available nearby. The temperature of the spot mattered less than the chemical signature left behind.
The researchers tested this by placing heated pads in different areas of the room, same temperature as a human body, same comfort level. The dogs ignored them. They went to the owner's chair every single time, even when that chair had gone cold. Think about what that means for the dog sitting in your chair right now. A second study at Duke University in 2020 examined 89 dogs using thermal imaging and scent detection protocols. When owners stood up, their dogs moved to those exact spots within an average of 12 seconds. But here's the detail that surprised the team. The dogs didn't just sit there. They circled 3 to 5 times before settling. That circling wasn't random. It was a deliberate effort to press their own scent into the residual scent cloud their owner left behind. They were layering themselves into you. The lead researcher described it as scent braiding. Your dog's scent molecules mixing with yours, creating a temporary blend that exists nowhere else in the house, just in that one spot, just for those few minutes. Now think about the last time you came home after being gone all day. Your dog probably went straight to your bed, your pillow, the hoodie you left on the couch. You thought it was about missing you, and it was, but not in the way you imagined.
In 2021, researchers at Emory University scanned the brains of 41 dogs while exposing them to different scents. Owner-worn clothing lit up the caudate nucleus. That's the part of the brain tied to reward and anticipation, the same part that fires when they see you walk through the door. Your scent alone triggered the same neural response as your physical presence. To your dog, sitting in your spot isn't a placeholder. It's proximity without the person. It's the next best thing to being beside you. And here's what makes that finding even more remarkable. The strength of that brain response didn't depend on how long the owner had been gone. 5 minutes or 5 hours. The neural activation was identical, which means your dog's brain treats your scent as a constant, not a fading memory, a present tense connection. Let's be specific about what this means. Your dog doesn't understand that you're coming back in 30 seconds. It doesn't know you're just grabbing your phone from the kitchen. When you leave, even for a moment, your dog experiences a microdose of separation, and its instinct is to go where your presence is strongest. Not the idea of you, the smell of you. There's a reason your dog doesn't go to the middle of the room or the other end of the couch. It goes exactly where you were, because that's where the scent concentration peaks. That's where the molecules you shed, skin cells, oils, warmth, are most recent, most alive. Here's a question almost nobody asks. Why does your dog choose your spot and not someone else's in the house? A 2018 study at Azubu University in Japan tracked 73 dogs in multi-person households. The dogs consistently moved to the seat of their primary attachment figure, not the person who fed them or walked them most. The bond wasn't transactional, it was emotional, and scent was the language of that bond. Now let's talk about something most dog trainers get wrong. You've probably heard that letting your dog take your spot reinforces dominance, that it teaches bad behavior, that you should reclaim your seat immediately or your dog will think it's in charge. The research contradicts this entirely. Dominance theory in domestic dogs has been debunked for over a decade. What looks like your dog claiming your seat is actually your dog seeking comfort in your absence. It's not a power move, it's a coping mechanism. Here's what's really happening. Imagine coming home to an empty house and pulling on your partner's sweater, not because you're cold, because it smells like them, because it makes the emptiness feel smaller. That's what your dog is doing. It's wrapping itself in the only part of you it can reach. And think about this. Your dog doesn't march into your seat with confidence. Watch closely next time. Most dogs glance back first. They check. They move tentatively. Then they circle and settle with their chin on the armrest, facing the door you left through. Does that look like dominance? Or does that look like a dog trying to be close to someone who just disappeared? In homes where owners were told to correct this behavior, researchers at the University of Lincoln found something troubling in a 2022 study of 47 dogs. The dogs didn't stop wanting to be near their owner's scent. They just stopped showing it openly. They waited until the owner was asleep or out of the house. The need didn't go away. It went underground. Your dog doesn't need to be trained out of this. It needs to be understood. And here's the detail most owners never notice. Watch your dog the next time it takes your spot. Does it face the door? Does it keep its head up? In a 2017 study at the University of Porto, researchers observed that 81% of dogs oriented themselves toward the last exit point their owner used. They weren't just resting. They were waiting. They were holding your place while tracking the space you disappeared into. But the detail that changes everything is this. Your dog doesn't do this with strangers. A 2020 study in Applied Animal Behavior Science tested 54 dogs with unfamiliar visitors. When strangers left the room, dogs did not move into their seats. Not once. Even when those seats were warmer. Even when those seats were closer. Even when the stranger had been petting them moments before. Your dog doesn't want anyone's scent. It wants yours. And only yours. That selectivity is one of the rarest things in the animal kingdom. Most mammals respond to scent as information. Territory markers, food sources, threat signals. Dogs respond to your scent as something different. As attachment. As safety. As home. And here's what makes it even more profound. The researchers found that dogs who had been with their owners for less than 6 months showed this behavior just as strongly as dogs who had been in the home for 10 years. The bond doesn't take a decade to form. It takes weeks, sometimes days. Your dog doesn't need years of history with you to decide that your scent means everything. It just needs to trust you once. That level of commitment, that fast, that deep, it doesn't exist in most human relationships, but it exists between you and the dog who takes your chair the second you stand up. Now here's what to watch for. If your dog suddenly stops taking your spot, pay attention. A shift in this behavior can signal stress, illness, or a change in how secure your dog feels in the home. It's not always serious, but it's always meaningful. Because this behavior isn't casual. It's deeply rooted in your dog's need to feel close to you, even when you're not physically there.
If your dog used to jump into your seat every time and now hesitates or avoids it entirely, ask yourself what's changed. New person in the house? Different schedule? A move to a new home? Dogs don't stop seeking your scent unless something has disrupted their sense of safety. And sometimes that disruption is invisible to us. A change in your own stress levels, a shift in household tension. Dogs read what we don't say out loud. And if your dog has never done this, that's okay too. Some dogs express attachment differently. Some follow you from room to room. Some bring you toys. Some press against your leg when you're sitting together. There's no single right way for a dog to love you. But if your dog does take your seat the second you stand, you now know what it's really doing. It's not stealing. It's not being spoiled. It's not about the cushion or the warmth or the height of the chair.
It's about you. Let's go back to that moment. 10 at night. You stand up, your dog moves in. You used to think it was funny, maybe a little annoying. Now you see it. Your dog isn't taking your seat, it's keeping it. Keeping you close in the only way it knows how,
by surrounding itself with the invisible outline of the person it would follow anywhere. That's not opportunism, that's devotion. And it's been happening every single day. What does your dog do the moment you leave the room? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what your dog's version of this looks like. Next up, we're looking at your dog is tracking you more closely than you think, and the science behind it is stranger than you'd expect.